right, let's talk about different options for tool storage. We have in your, I'm going to kind of go over your printout. So if you printed out the class handout, these are the last pages of the class handout. We have so many different options for tool storage, and they're so specific to the space that you're using and how you craft. I'm just going to touch on a few of them so that you have a good understanding of what each of them are, and I'm going to follow along with this a little bit. So die stamp and supply organizer, that's this guy right here. It's 15 inches across, it's 9 inches deep. The die stamp and supply organizer works for anything that's embossing folders, dies, stamps, stencils. The dividers in it, there's a multiple little grooves cut in it, so you can kind of customize it out for whatever you're storing in there, right? Do you need something wider? Do you need something narrower? So it really works great for all of those flat things. Of course, the die stamp and supply pockets, these are available in 3 sizes. So there's a large, there's a medium, and there's a small. So the die stamp and supply pockets, this is a set of dies. There's some things that I cut out in the back there. So they just put everything together into that pocket, and then you can file through, and they fit perfectly in the die stamp and supply organizer. So this is part of the desk-made line. If you are using our craft cart, and it's the newer version, so there's 2 versions of the craft cart. One has a wire edge around it that's rounded, and one has a wire edge around it that's flat. This is the flat one. Don't look at my messy, this is all office supply, well, office, but this is a flat edge. If you have the craft cart that has the rounded wire edge, it just pushes into the basket a little bit too much, and these don't fit. But if you have the newer one with the flat edge basket on it, that's going to fit. Any of the 15-inch desk-made are going to fit in there. So if you've bought your cart probably in the last 2 years, you're going to have the flat edge, or if you purchased it from Home Shopping Network, HSN, it's going to have the flat edge. Any of the 15-inch desk-made are going to fit in there. This is the 15-inch 6-level stamp and supply stadium, right? So ideal for wood-mounted stamps. It is, as the name indicates, 6 levels. So perfect for getting a lot of stamps, but very visual. Of course, also fits in the cart. Sorry, I did that out of order. The next thing up was our flip and storage page, which you saw here. So the flip and storage page is going to work on your scrap rack, or in the 12x12 craft binders, or in the canvas craft binder. It won't fit in a regular binder. It's got the right hole configuration, but it's too big for a standard binder. And this has 6 flip and storage pages on the top that are 4x6, and 4 flip and storage, not pages, but pockets, I guess, and 5 flip and storage pages on the bottom that are 5x7. So you can see how the pages, the pockets flip, so you can see and get to your supplies. They all have the same little flap on the top that all of our scrap rack pages have, so that helps to keep things in. And then the cover piece of it, if you don't have the cover on it, and you turn the page, all of your pockets are going to flap like this. So the cover goes over the top, and it has just a little notch in it, and then that's going to lock it down. So as you turn the page, things, well, if you hook the notch, put it in their notch. So that's going to hold that cover on the page. So when you turn the page, you're not going to flip your pocket. So that is the great for anything that's 4x6 or 5x7, embossing folders, stencils, that type of thing. You can put dies in there if you're using the die and stamp pockets. Fab files, also a great option for 4x6 or 5x7. So there's the 4x6 fab file, 5x7 fab file, and those are ideal for anything that fits that dimension as well. So specifically in this case, stencils and embossing folders that come in those dimensions, those are a great fit for the 4x6 and the 5x7 boxes. The flip-in storage binders, which is this guy, the 3-inch flip-in storage binder. I guess I should say that flip-in storage pages come alone. They're showing probably as out of stock on our website as I'm recording this, but they'll be back. They're in the container that's coming with everything else. So they'll be back in stock in just a day or two as soon as we get that here. So the big 12 by 12 flip-in storage pages also come in a package called the Big Fat Flip-in Storage Binder, where you get the binder and the pages together. So binder and pages together, pages alone. The flip-in storage binder, the 3-inch flip-in storage binder, comes preloaded with 3 flip-in storage pages. You can also buy the flip-in storage pages in this configuration separately on the website as well. So if you just want the pages, you already have a binder that you're going to use. You can just buy the pages separately in either case, or you can buy them together with the binder. If you search flip-in storage, they'll all pop up on the website. And if you have your handout, everything on there is live linked, or should be live linked. So you can just click on the handout and get more information. Again, the die stamp and supply organizer for dies. We also have the dynamic storage, die storage, which I do not have in here or with me. That is a card system that has little pockets in the cards, and you put the dies into the pockets, and then the cards work like a little file. So there's a link and a video to that on the handout as well. Punch packs we talked about briefly today as well. Punch packs come in 3 different sizes. So this is the 2-inch punch pack. This is the 1-inch punch pack, and in between the 2 and the 1 is a 1.5 inch. So great for large punches, the 1.5 for medium, and the small for the 1 inch for smaller punches. The 1 inch also fits wood stamps perfectly. So if you want a single-sided bag for wood stamps, the 1-inch punch pack Stamp Store and Go bag is a great option for that as well. Punches also fit in a lot of punches also fit in the 4-level stadium arranger. So this is a 6-level stadium. The 4-level stadium, the spaces are 1 inch wide. The 4-level stadium, the spaces in it are just shy of 2 inches. So it works great for kind of bigger, fatter punches, and also fits in your companion cart. And again, there's a link on the handout to that directly in the a live link to that in there. So stamps, wood stamps in the stadium, if you're always at home and you have shelf space or closet space, that's a great option. The double-sided Stamp Store and Go bag, part of the punch pack collection. This is 2 1-inch bags together. One of the wonderful things about storing your wood stamps in the Stamp Store and Go bags is that you can literally go vertical with them on a shelf, right? So it becomes a library. You have labels on this side too. So it becomes a library of stamps. You can stand this up on the shelf, label it down the side, and now instead of piles of stamps or having your stamps in a big crate or something that you're digging through, you can create that library, whether you're naming it, the site is whimsical alphabet, or you're using the number system 1 through 22, and the catalog, it's going to drive you to that. But they become very portable. The pull-out trays make them easy to work with too. You pull a tray out and you can get to all your stamps all the way down at the bottom. So if you throw stamps into a bag in general, they're all going to drop to the bottom, but the trays in this solve that problem. So wood stamps are great in the double-sided Stamp Store and Go bag or in the 1-inch punch pack. They're perfect for that as well. Next up are dies, and again, die stamp and supply, the flip-in storage binder. Also, the Denise Buddy bag holds the medium size pocket. So if you're looking for something really portable for dies, the Denise Buddy bag has 3 boxes in it, which creates a little, so everything stands up in there, and creates a little filing system so you can travel with all your dies or bring them wherever you need to bring them. And again, the medium stamp pockets, stamp and supply pockets, are going to fit in the Denise Buddy bag. You can also put stamps in the Denise Buddy bag, a bunch of other things. I mean, she's a great dimension for a variety of things. Next up, the 8x8 fab file, a great place for 8x8 stencils. Right there on the shelf, there's some little, there's a 6x6 pockets and with stencils in them, I think right on the top. Yeah, right up in, or there. Yes. There's so many things. Yeah, perfect. There's so many things. Okay, so these are, I think these are actually 6x6, but the 8x8s are the same size. I mean, the same idea. So this, whether you have 6x6 stencils or 8x8 stencils, these are the pockets that come with the 8x8 or 6x6 fab files. So perfect for anything that you're storing. These are 6x6, I'm recognizing. So 6x6 stencils going to fit perfectly in here. The bigger 8x8 size for the 8x8 size stencils are going to fit in there, no problem. You can also use these in your die stamp and supply box. So the pockets for these are sold, they come included with the 6x6 or the 8x8 fab file, but you can also buy them, purchase them separately. So if you want to use them for 6x6 or 8x8 stencils to do something like this, they're available separately as well look on the fab file page for those. And again, everything in here is linked. So getting to what you want to learn more about right from the link on the handout, if you download it onto your desktop, is the easy way. Scrap rack pages are awesome for storing stencils as well. There's a 6x6 page. Of course, there's tons of 12x12 stencils. The 12x12 stencils are going to fit perfectly in the supersize single in your scrap rack page. The 12x12 stencils also fit perfectly in the 12x12 fab file. 12x12 fab file also comes with 12x12 pockets like this. You can put 2 stencils, well, at least 2 stencils per page or per pocket. One of the things I like to do with stencils, regardless of the size, is I like to add a piece of paper behind them or a piece of cardstock behind them. You know, if you use stencils, because of the little intricacy and the cutouts, if you bunch them up together, they all get hung up on each other. So the paper on the back, and I just folded, I cut the paper 7 inches long, 6x6 stencil, 6x7, and then I folded up that bottom inch. And that makes it really easy to slide it into the pocket without it getting hung up on the pocket. Or if I had another stencil that I wanted to put on the back side, it makes it easy to slide that other stencil in without it getting hung up on the other stencil. So just a little tip about stencil storage. There's a blog post about that as well. But these the pockets come in 5x7, 8.5, 8x8, 6x6, 12x12, and 8.5x11 A4. They're actually a little bit longer than 8.5 and a little bit taller than A4, so they work for both A4 or 8.5x11. But and then in all the sizes for all the different stencils. The next picture is talking about mobile organization, and it's using one of these again in your companion cart to organize, and that's great for Kiwi Lane too. So if you have tons of Kiwi Lane and you want it to be visible and accessible, you can sort your Kiwi Lane into the individual sections here, or you can pull out the section dividers and use our Kiwi Lane storage pockets and store them in the die stamp and supply organizer so that you can file through them and have them all out. If you have multiple, if you're using the Kiwi Lane, you might have multiple boxes. This will hold 3 boxes full of those, and they're all accessible. And again, it can go right into your cart. It'll fit in any of the 3 baskets on the cart as well. So the top clearance obviously is unlimited, but if you're putting it in the middle basket or the bottom basket, you have a limit, I think, of 8 inches of clearance in those. Next up, in general tools, which we didn't speak a lot about at all about today. We're talking about things like scissors and rulers and bone folders and all of the kind of the basic crafting tools. We have a couple of great organizers for that. The Ditto tool bag is a phenomenal organizer for tools. I don't have one loaded with tools here, but I do have one loaded with my planner supplies. So this is what it looks like. It's got all these great pockets on it, right? And the cool thing about this is it has a handle, so you can carry it in your hand, folded flat like this. But it's Velcro, sorry, hook and loop fabric. So if I'm somewhere where I want to open this across my workspace, maybe at a crop, or even I'm working at the dining room table, I can open it up and I can see all the tools that I have in one swoop, right? I don't have to go to the back side of it or spin it around. You may have noticed this if you've been following along with me for any amount of time. I keep this one with my planner supplies right here on my rotating design board. And then it actually is overhanging my desk, so I get a little bit of cheater space, but I can rotate it on the rotating design board and get to both sides of it. So that is the standard size 9x11 rotating design board that I'm using, but it would fit on a 12x12 too, as long as you have space to rotate it on your desk. Die Stamp and Supply Organizer, also listed as a basic tool holder. So a perfect place for pens, scissors, rulers, corner rounders, all of your basic things. If you have a place on your desk where you just want to sort and organize those things that you're using all the time, the Die Stamp and Supply Organizer is great for that. We make a smaller version called a Tool Tower, which I don't have out right now, but I mean, you can look at it and see. It's 4 levels, but it's designed also, the back level is designed to even hold bulky rulers like your Ripon ruler and that type of thing. So these are all part of the Desk Made product line. The Die Stamp and Supply Organizer, the 6-level Stadium Arranger, the 4-level Stadium Arranger, and the Pen and Ink Palace, the 15-inch Pen and Ink Palace. Those are all available at bigger Joann stores. So if you're looking for these items, obviously you can buy them on our website, but if the Joann store near you carries them, it's a good thing to use your 40 off coupon on. On each one of these on our website, there's a link kind of towards the bottom of the description that says find a store near you or Joann store near you. When you click on that, it'll bring up a spreadsheet. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. You can sort it if you want, but I think it's organized by state or city right now. So you can look and see if your Joann store near you or which store close to you will carry those if you want to pick them up at Joann. This is new. This is our new girl, Leanne. And she's a buddy bag, and she has a thicker, not clear box on the inside. And that's because she is designed to be sort of a catch-all for bigger, bulkier tools, especially if you're traveling with them. So her lid goes all the way closed. It's got hook and loop on both sides and then along the front, so it keeps everything contained. Things won't slip out if she gets kind of jostled around. So the Leanne Buddy Bag is ideal for tool storage. Again, if you're hauling it to the table, off your shelf, or if you're taking it to a crafting event. Like most of the buddy bags, allows you to store vertically, so if you drop it into your tote and it's labeled at the top tools, when you need that, you can pull it right out of your tote, drop it back in, and use up that whole space in your tote, as opposed to putting it down this way in your tote and then putting things on top of it and having to dig them out. One question that we had before we started today was about the Leanne bag and Quick Quotes ink. So next week is color, so we're a little bit out of sync here, but the question was, how many Quick Quotes inks can I fit in Leanne? Because right now I'm using multiple Irene bags. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 42. And there's a little room on the end. You could probably get 2 more on the end on this side. So you could probably max out the Leanne bag, whoever was asking about the Quick Quotes inks, with about 44 of the Quick Quotes inks. And there's a bunch of pictures of this bag on the website as well. I'm not sure it's shown with the Quick Quotes, but it's shown with a bunch of other ink brands. You can get a ton of the Stephanie Bernard color box shape inks, and Catherine Pooler, which is another common brand. You can really get a bunch of them in there. And then the beauty of I know we're not supposed to be on color, but the beauty of all the buddy bags is that the way that you store them, because they close up, I just want to see if maybe this isn't a better way. This might be a better way. So you can also store them this way. So if you're trying to keep your inks flat, or if you're trying to keep your inks flat and upside down, you could tip them upside down as well. In there, you can get 2 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're probably going to get the same amount. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be figuring this out while we're... But you can store them flat and stack them up. We'll get a count on them that way as well for whoever was asking. But the Leanne Buddy Bag is a great tool holder, transportable tool holder as well. And then last but not least are just a couple of descriptions of the carts. The companion cart, and it's a great way to hold tools as well. So if you have a Xyron, if you have the Mink, the foiler, if you have Spellbinders, Grand Caliber, the Gemini, all of those machines fit in the cart. And the beautiful thing about the cart is you can push it into the corner or into the closet, and then when you want to use your Xyron or your Mink or your Spellbinders, Grand Caliber, you can just pull it to you, right? You could create a whole cart that has your Gemini, and the Gemini is really heavy, so I'd put it on the bottom basket personally. But your Gemini, your cutting platforms, and a couple of die stamp and supply organizers, and now you've got all of your dies, embossing folders, your machine, and your tools and your platforms all on one cart. When you want to use your die cutter, you just bring it to your desk space to work with it and then push it away in the closet or into the corner or whatever when you're not using it. So the carts make a huge difference. The paper storage cart will also hold, obviously paper, that's what it's for, but the top shelf on the paper storage cart will also hold one of the 15-inch desk-made organizers. So again, if you want to use the bottom for paper and the top for stamps or dies or tools, it just makes an easy way to roll things to you and then roll things away. So the carts have a lot of flexibility as well for tool storage. I think that covers all of the kind of basic tool storage options. I don't know if you all know this or not, but there's a page on our website called We've Got an Organizer for That. If you click on the Shop tab, it brings up 3 different options for shopping. And the first one is shop by type of supply, which would mean shop by things that hold wood stamps, things that hold embossing folders, things that hold stencils, right? So when you click on that, then you can see all of the products that we make with that type of supply in use in them, right? So if you just click on this, the die stamp and supply organizer on the desk-made page, you're going to see an empty die stamp and supply organizer and a couple of pictures. But if you use that other option, then you can click on washi tape and you can see all the things we make that hold washi tape and what sizes they are and how many washi tape rolls they hold or whatever. So We've Got an Organizer for That is a great place to go when you're looking for all the different options for each of the products, and then it actually clicks to the product page from there. So but it gives you a good idea of those things. And that's there for tools as well as, different types of inks and baker's twine and I don't know, whatever, paper and stickers and all those kind of things. They all have their own category. So if you want to learn more about different organizers for tools, go there, click on punches, stamps, dies, and you're going to see everything that we offer and how it's used for that product. All right, I don't know if Karen's still tuned in and she's listening, but she hasn't shown up with any questions. But if you do have questions, our Facebook group is a great place to ask those questions. You can also email customer service at totally-tiffany.com, and we'll get your questions answered that way as well. Thanks so much for sticking around today to learn a little bit about all the different tool organizers that we offer. I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care and have a great week.